Hi, my equestrian guys and gals out in YouTube land. This is Miss Beverly with Equestrian Newbies coming to you this afternoon with another video. I had done a previous video talking about used tack stores and some of the purchases that I'd made of saddles, Western and English, from the used tack store, and kind of what I paid for it, what I got, and all that, to give you an idea of cost. This is one of the ways that I made the horse ownership venture affordable for my family. I could not afford to go out and purchase all these things new. I had absolutely nothing when I purchased my horse or Smoke back in December. I had absolutely nothing whatsoever, and so I completely had to start from scratch. So that being said, I couldn't afford to go buy new for everything. I went to even our local Tractor Supply, and like their nice Western bridle they had there was I want to say it was a head stall only, no bit, no nothing, just head stall only, and I want to say it was maybe $100, $120, something like that for just that. So I was like, I need to find something else. So when I went and started looking into buying tack, I went into the used tack store. We have a couple of them out here that I really like, and one in particular I shop at all the time over in Fair Oaks, and this is one of the bridles that I purchased from them. This is a kind of a traditional Western bridle. You can see here these are rhinestones. This is a copper conch with the rhinestones on it. Another copper one with the more rhinestones here. And then this is actually a rawhide inlay across the brow band. And it also has very cool hand tooling throughout that I just really love. This is my all-time favorite bridle. Everything was purchased separately, so the reins you see here did not come with this bridle, but they had this similar kind of rawhide inlay that the bridle had, so I put them together. I paid about $50 for this Western bridle, head stall only. I paid about $15 for this curb bit. This is basically just a traditional curb bit with a copper spinner in the middle, and then I paid about $40 for the reins. They were used. The head stall itself was new, and had been, obviously somebody had added, stuff to it. I believe that I was told that was the head stall was Amish leather. That it's not the same for the reins, but it's still a wonderful deal, and this is my all-time favorite bridle. Like, I use this one all the time. And I do not use that one for Ringo. I only use that one for Smoke. This one, that stupid dog, I'm really going to kill him soon. This is the bridle that I'm currently using for Ringo. This was also purchased from the used tack store, but it was new. This is Amish leather. This is a very, very thick leather. It came pre-oiled, which was really nice, so that makes the leather really soft, really supple, and a struggle that you don't have to do yourself, which a lot of them you do have to do on your own. The head stall itself was $45, brand new. Also, the curb chain was also Amish leather. I paid $6 for it, brand new. The reins themselves are, these are 8 foot weighted split reins. So they're very, very long. The ends of the reins are thicker than the rest of the rein, and man, I'm telling you, you hit your horse with that, they're going to feel it. This is what I'm using for him currently. The bit, as you can see, has a break in the middle, just like a traditional snaffle. However, this is a leverage bit. This is kind of the next step up. This is after I've tried a half a dozen different types of snaffle bit, and he's ran through all of them. including on my trainer. This was the next logical step that I worked through with my trainer. As I mentioned, this is a leverage bit. It does have the traditional snaffle in the middle. These are copper spinners around the shaft here. And on the mouthpiece there, and basically as you pull on the rein, you see, there you go. So this really is helping Ringo, who doesn't neck rein and who doesn't respond all that well to bridle reins, any of that. He moves better off the leg, but I want him to move off of both. And because he is a English and a Western horse, I really just wanted to move off of both. I think it's safer to move off of both, and I think it's something he needs to do. So, let me take these out here for you guys. Okay. Excuse me, you guys. It's like 98 degrees here. So, this next one is one of two Dr. Cooks I have. This is the other one. I have one black one and one brown one. I think one of them was like $60 and one was $50. It was the head stall only. Did not come with the reins. Neither of these are leather. I don't know what makes the Dr. Cooks particularly wonderful. In my mind's eye, when I was using these with Ringo, he could just blow right through them, and it was just, I was along for the ride, and it was very scary to not have enough control over him and over his feet. I used these for quite some time with him, worked them with my trainer with him, and it was even felt by her that it was better to just move forward with going to a bit. Reggie! Gosh, that dog. But these, I'm not going to throw them away. You know what? I may come back to them, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? As we work with him more, as he's more and more trained, he's only 9 years old. So, you know, I may come back to him. So I'm going to hold on to him. They both have just a traditional braided rein, leather rein, just a simple laced leather rein, like always. I bought the leather reins separate. I paid like $25 for the reins, $20. One pair was 20, one pair was 25. And like I said, 50 for one and 60 for the other. To buy the hello Ringo, to buy the Dr. Cook's brand new, it is only the head stall, and they're about 100 and like, I don't know, depending on where you look, somewhere between 120 and 150 bucks. I have no idea why, but that's what they run. So not a terrible deal what I got, really, you know, depending on where you get them, not a terrible deal. And like I said, I'm not throwing them out. I may come back to them. I may come back to them later. This other bridle that fell accidentally here is my standard English bridle. This particular bridle I purchased as a set, minus the bit, just with the reins and the nose band and nose strap, the whole bit, as well as the head stall. And they had wrapped this together, and you see what happened there, right? So I've been working this to death with like my regular like neat's foot oil that I've told you guys about, and I just can't seem to get it reshaped. Hey, 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 hey! No! The dogs like to chase that horse. It drives me nuts, and it's very unsafe. But anyway, so I bought this. It was $45, including the reins, the whole deal. I bought the bit separately. It was like $15. This is a traditional D-ring, long shank D-ring snaffle. And this is what I use with Ringo when we're riding English, which is not very often, to be real honest with you. Right now, my primary focus is to learn how to ride Western. Although I rode Western, you know, as a little bitty kid, I didn't really ride Western, you know what I mean? It's just because you sit on a Western saddle does not mean you're riding Western. So, I'm trying to learn a little bit more technical nature of riding Western versus English. I'd always ridden English, so going back to riding English doesn't seem to be that big of a stretch to me. So if I'm going to make this a cool venture for myself, then I want to learn something different. And I can go back to English if I want to, and I will continue to do some. I do still want to work on my English sitting trot, and some more with English equitation. Obviously, I'm still whenever you haven't ridden for 10, 12 years, you are kind of starting over. Now, there's a certain amount. There's a certain amount of riding that's like riding a bike. Like you don't forget all of it, but you have to regain like learning your balance in your seat again. You have to relearn keeping your hands quiet, keeping your hands down, like all that stuff that your riding instructor barks at you during every every lesson. Like you have to learn that again, right? Me too. And my trainer comes out here, and sometimes she's sometimes she's barking at me too. I haven't even grown enough balls yet to be able to video myself with her just yet. But when you're learning, you're learning, and so I think I still wanted to have that comfort of being able to come back to English if that's something. I never really got to do much jumping as a kid, and so I had considered doing maybe some 100 jumper. I put together a jump out here to play with Ringo with just for fun. Whether I'm riding English or Western, just for shits and grins. He does do a little jumping, but he's not a finished jumping horse. But he likes it and he finds it fun. So, I put one out here just for the hell of it that I made up. So it may be something I do with him, but for now, I will hold on to the English tack, and we will use it maybe periodically just to go back and forth to make sure that he doesn't lose it altogether. So yeah, So anyway, so now to share something else. This is, before this gets too much longer, this is obviously a traditional breast collar. It's a simple plain breast collar. This is another Amish leather. Amish leather is really big out here. It's high quality, thick, well made, exceptional workmanship. And just a very, very nice breast collar. Plain, nothing fancy. I didn't need anything fancy. I bought it new. It was $100. The leather is very, very nice quality. I have oiled this. I have cleaned it. I have worked with this. And I use it with both Smoke and Ringo here. And like I said, it was $100 brand new at the used tack store. Another thing that I'd like to point out that they have everything at the used tack store, I'm telling you.
You got no blood.
These are spurs, traditional Western spurs, ladies' spurs. The the straps themselves I bought at the Tractor Supply store on sale for $4.79. The spurs themselves were $15 for the set. They are used, like I said, but who cares and who would ever know? When you buy the new straps, no one ever knows. Smoke, I'm not a big spur person, but Smoke is very dead-sighted. He's 17 years old, and I suspect that with the kids riding him, kicking him all the time, he got pretty dead-sighted. So these are mostly for him, although I may use them on Ringo a little bit, since he does move off the side, move off the leg. I may use them on him, but these are mostly for Smoke. Another thing that you can get at the used tack store is cinches. They have every imaginable kind. This is a simple sheepskin Western cinch. This was, I want to say, $12. It's nothing fancy. One thing I will point out when you buy used stuff like this, take your own measuring tape, take stuff with you, and pay attention. Because this was sold as a 34, and looky there. Yeah, I got home and was like, what? You know, this doesn't work. But it's buyer beware, right? So you really got to, you know, bring a measuring tape, pay attention, look at stuff, because this has been a total waste. And thank goodness it was only 12 bucks, so who's losing? You know, it's not that big a deal. And, you know, I go there all the time, so whatever, but still. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And you can see, you know, I mean, from the cost here, that we're not talking about spending an abundance of money here. This was a relatively inexpensive venture. One of the nice things about the used tack store is that you can purchase things often on a layaway, especially a saddle. You can throw some money down on it, and usually you've got somewhere 60, 90 days to come back, pay the rest and pick it up. And that's really nice for people that, you know, don't have a lot of money. You can't plunk down $5 on a brand new, you know, full contact English saddle. You know, I'm going to buy this one for $4,500 or $5,000. Yeah, who has that? Not reasonable, right? You know, I literally spent less than $100 on my Western or my English saddle. So yeah. Oh, thank you, my friend. I think he's telling me it's dinner time. So since this is now 16 minutes, I'm going to get off of here. But please feel free to share below, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching, taking the time to watch crazy old goofy me. And share with me some things that you've done to make your horse riding and your horse ownership venture affordable for you and your family. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. I'm going to go kill this dog right now.